Hello guys, what's up and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Milglim. If this is the first time you're coming across this channel, kindly subscribe, like and share this video. So today we're going to be talking about books of original entry or day books. So what are books of original entry? So before we go into the major topic of today, I would like you to see my previous video on source documents. Books of original entry or day books are accounting records or journals where transactions are initially recorded. So all business transactions are initially recorded in the books of original entry. That is why they are called books of original entry. Those are the first books where transactions are recorded before you can generate. They are used to generate your accounting reports or financial statements. So it's important to know the types of day books or the types of books of original entry. If you haven't seen my video on source documents, I'm going to leave the link on the description box so that you go and watch that video on source documents, because it's very important that you have an idea of what source documents are before you can understand the books of original entries, because you use the information on your source documents, you enter those informations on your source documents into the books of original entry. So these books of original entry, they have some basic information that they should show. So the first thing is to show the dates in every financial record. A date is very important. It makes a financial record valid, because you can't have a record without a date. You don't know if the date is valid, if it's been a previous year's record or is the current year. So it's very important when you are creating financial statements or financial records to always include the dates. So the first information the books of original entry should show is the dates, and also it should also show the amount and details of those transactions. So if it's something like account receivables, it should show the name of the company or the name of your customer. It should show a reference to a relevant ledger account or a reference to a source document. When you mean a reference to a source document, like you have your invoice number or your receipt number. So these are basic information that should be shown on a sales day book or a book of original entry. So now we're going to talk about the types of original entry. The first one we have, which is the most common day book, is the cash book. So what's a cash book? A cash book is a financial record that shows all cash transactions, both cash and bank transactions. And note, it doesn't show credit transactions, it only shows all cash transactions. So the cash book is used daily by an accountant. That's why it's one of the day books, like it's a book that you must always record daily. For a business, your cash book, when you receive the cash from your customers, is recorded in your cash book as an income. And also when you pay, make some expenses and you pay immediately, it's also recorded in your cash book as an outflow. So you have the receipt column, and you have the receipt column, and you also have the payment column. So there is single cash book and there is a double cash book. So that's it. I'm going to leave a picture of a cash book on this video so that you will see what a cash book looks like. The second book of original entry is your sales day book. So the sales day book, it is used to record all sales that are made on credit. So mind you, this is different from a cash book, because cash book is used to record cash transactions. But for the sales day book, it is used to record sales that are being made on credit. So your sales day book, important information that it should show is that it should show, one, the date. It's very important. It should also show the name of the buyer or other details. The details, that's the name of the buyer. It should show the amount, and it should also show if there was a discount that was given to the buyer. It should show that, and it should show the invoice number and the days of credit. So most sales day book, they include, because in your invoice, when you give an invoice out, it states how many days of credit you are giving to the customer. Some people give 30 days of credit. What that means is that after 30 days, that invoice will no longer be valid. The amount could change. So in your sales day book, you could also state the days of credit and your invoice number. So the purpose of this sales day book is that it is used to track your sales, and it also helps in management of your debts. So when you're operating a business, it is not advisable to only record transactions that were made on cash. It's not good to run a cash basis system. You should run an accurate basis, which is you are keeping records of your transactions both on cash base and credit base. Because if you're not keeping records of these sales that were made on credit, you could lose track of your debtors, and you know that your debtors are your current assets, which are easily convertible to cash. So it's very important that you should manage your debtors very, very well. Also, the third day book we're going to be looking at is your purchase day book. So when purchase is being made and payment was not made, that is credit purchases. When purchases are being made on credit, it is recorded on your purchase day book. That is the essence of this purchase day book, is to record all purchases that were made on credit. So like the same thing, it's almost the same thing with your sales day book. It shows the dates, it shows the invoice number, it shows the name of the supplier, the name of your supplier, it shows that. Then it shows how many days of credit you are giving, and it also shows any discounts that you are giving. So that is the essence of your purchase day book. It also helps to track your accounts payables. It helps to track all purchases that you made on credit, so that it's easy for you to make a plan in order to reduce your current liabilities. Because all these credit purchases, they are a liability to the company, but they are under current liabilities. It helps to manage your own debts. It helps to manage it, because you have record of all your transactions that purchases. You have record of all purchases that you made on credit. The fourth book of original entry is the sales return, or the returns inward. This accounting record, it is used to record all returns that are made by customers to the business. So when we sell goods to customers, we record that in our cash book as our sales. So there are some times that customers might return these goods back to us based on several reasons. Maybe one, it didn't meet up to the specifications that was originally stated on the purchase order, or it was damaged when it got to the customer, or it was more than the quantity that they requested for. So those are the reasons why a customer might return goods back to the seller. So these goods that are being returned to the sellers are recorded. They can't just be returned and no record is going to be kept, because you've already recorded it that you've made a sale. So when they are returning it back to you, it's going to be recorded. So I did a video on double entry principle. Normally we know that all sales are credited. Now when you have your sales returns, it's going to be debited. It's going to reduce the value of your sales because goods are being returned. So I don't know if you understand that. So that's that's the rule of double entry. For every debit entry, there must be a corresponding credit entry. So that's not the topic of today, but I'm just trying to shed more light on the topic we had earlier discussed on this channel. So that's the fourth book of original entry, which is the sales returns. Then this sales return, you have to record it. It shows a date. It shows the details of the customer that returned this goods, and it has a section where it states the reason. We have to state the reason why the goods were returned, then the quantity of goods that are returned, then the amount that the goods cost. So that is the sales return inward. Then we also have the fifth day book, which is the purchases return. It is also known as return outward. So just like the sales return, where customers return to you. So why this one is called the return outward is that your company is returning these goods back to supplier. So it's leaving the company. So that is why it's called return outward. Meanwhile, when it was sales return, that is, your customers are bringing it to you, that is bringing it into the business, it is called return inward. So that is the logic we use for that. So the purchases return, or the return outward, it is used to record all transactions that all purchase transactions that we have to return back to the supplier. So you know that all purchases are expenses and they are debited. So now that you're going to be returning goods back to the supplier, you know that the supplier is also going to refund you the amount that is equivalent to the quantity, the goods that you returned. So money is going to come into your business. So you are going to credit your company, because you had initially debited yourself because it was an expense. So meanwhile, you are going to have an inflow, a cash inflow. So it's going to be debited. So that is also the double entry principle. So the purchase returns, or the returns outward, it is an accounting record that is used to show all goods that were returned to the suppliers. So we've talked about 5-day books. We talked about the cash book. We talked about the sales book. We talked about the purchase day book. Then we talked about the sales returns, or returns inward book. Now the fifth one we talked about was the purchase return, or the return outward book. So if you've enjoyed this topic, I need you to drop a comment on the comment section. So thank you so much for watching this video to the end, and we've come to the end of this video. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for supporting Milglim. We appreciate you. And if you are yet to subscribe, what are you waiting for? Please click on the subscribe button. In this video, I'm going to leave the link of my previous video on source documents, so that you can have a look on what source documents are. Then before watching this video, it's going to really help you. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.